Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for January 26th. We are looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair. This pair moved to the downside, closed lower. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 78.06, possibly down to 77.04. Look for some resistance around 77.75 and look for some support around 77.15. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair moved higher, ran into previous resistance, pulled back, still closed a little bit up. Could look for a reversal during this next session. We are looking for it potentially to go as high as 132.60, possibly as low as 129.64. Look for some resistance around 131.82 and look for some support around 13000. Now the pound-US dollar pair, this pair moved to the upside during today's session, pulled back, still closed higher. Look for it to potentially go as high as 157.99. Possibly down to 155.73. Look for some resistance around 157.35 and look for some support around 156.25. Now the US Swiss, this pair moved lower, pretty much closed at previous session's low, pulled back significantly prior to that close. Look for it to potentially go as high as 0.9275 and hit some resistance there. Look for it to hit some support to the downside around 0.9150. Now, as far as news announcements go, tomorrow we have the U.S. releasing their gross domestic product, annualized, and that is being released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Consensus on that one is that it has moved from 1.8% up to 3.0%, and that is annualized. Now, fourth quarter, they're showing a small drop from 2.6% down to 1.9%. We also, at 9:55 a.m. Eastern, we have the University of Michigan's confidence report for January. They're showing a hold at 74.0% or 0, which would be definitely good news for the U.S. dollar. Now, let's take a look at take a look at some stuff. We have the Euro USD. There we go. And let's back out a little ways. You can see here that we had a strong trend line that was broken. Several sessions ago, you can see that it's moved to the upside. You can also see that we had a pivot point here. Right here, support. Basically, we had resistance, we had support, and we had support here. We've run right into that area with the move today, and it's pulled back, almost closed at 0. It's going negative so far during this last session, or this new session rather. We could very well see it trace on down now. Just to kind of give you an idea what that looks like from a Fibonacci standpoint. Depends on where you take your Fibonacci from. If you go to the weekly time frame and back out a good amount, you can see that we've just hit the 23.6 level on the weekly time frame. You go back to the day time frame. You can see our trend line there. You can see the 23.6 off of the weekly. Now, if you just take this quick run down from a retracement standpoint, you get a little bit different view. You can see that basically from the 23.6 and the 38.2, one's off the week, one's off of the one is off of the day. Right in this area, we have some fairly strong areas of resistance, and that is why we're seeing the euro hit that wall during today's session. At least one of the reasons. We have price action, previous price action in that area. Our Fibonacci retracements hit in that area as well. Let me zoom in so you can just get an idea of what that looks like. We have basically a zone here of about 75 pips. Really, between the 23 here from the week and our pivot points. We about 28 pips really is where we've run into it. If it broke through that and closed above it, we'd have another area that we need to get through fairly quick. So what I'm looking for is a break of the 23.6 fib. That's off of the day time frame. Okay, looking for it to move to the downside and be able to take a few pips off of the table. Now, where am I going to take it off of? Our old trend line was right here, and I do believe we'll see it break through that point. We'll put our stop loss right above the pivot point, about 191 pips up, but look to grab about 170 pips to the downside if we get a break near the 1.3011 level. Remember, going through a 0-0 level, you could have some issues, so you need to keep track of that. If you go to the hour time frame, you can even get a little bit different view of it, especially if you back out a little ways. You can start seeing a little more depth here and get your trend lines for this next move to the downside. Well, I hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.